Hey everyone, Lauren here with another episode of In the Know Green Living. Did you know that up to 40% of food in the United States is wasted? We use so much of the planet's resources to grow and harvest our food, and yet so much of it ends up as waste. If you're like me and you're asking, okay, well, this is really bad, how can we change that? Then you're in the right place. One simple place to start reducing food waste is to be more conscious of what's actually in our fridge and then only buy what we need for the week when we go to the grocery store. I know that when we get to the store, it's so easy to get tempted and buy all of the things that look amazing. But the most expensive and environmentally harmful food that we buy is the food that we throw away. So being prepared and buying only what we need saves time in the store, it saves money, and it reduces waste. If you've been following me on my Instagram, you know that I am the biggest fan of composting, and I truly believe that it should be as readily available as a service as trash is. But don't worry, if you don't have access to composting at home or in your community, there are still ways to reduce your food waste. One really easy way is to use proper food storage, which leads to longer lasting and fresher produce. Here are some of my favorite tips. For herbs, simply trim off the stems to keep the leaves from drying out and place them in a glass jar that's filled halfway with water. Doing this will keep your herbs fresh for longer. For veggies like carrots and celery that tend to get a little bit flimsy, I like to store them in bowls of water just like the herbs to keep them staying fresh. Don't forget to compost the ends. We all love avocados, but they can get brown so quickly. To prevent this, I use beeswax wrap to preserve the other half of the avocado. Beeswax wrap is the perfect alternative to that thin plastic wrap that we use for food storage. It can be found vegan and is 100% compostable at the end of its life. When food shopping, one single-use item that always goes to landfills are those thin plastic baggies, but I promise you it's okay if your apples and your oranges touch. One great way to reduce waste while shopping is to bring your own reusable bags to the grocery store and to avoid pre-packaged produce. Instead of plastic containers and resealable plastic bags, you can try out upcycled glass mason jars or reusable silicone bags that work just as well as their plastic counterparts. So when it comes to filling our bags with food, personally, I love buying local from farmers markets or opting for some regional produce instead of buying from far away. But that's not accessible to everyone. So if you don't have a local farmer's market, buying unpackaged food is a great way to cut down on waste, and it's often a great way to save money. For smaller herbs that come pre-packaged or in bunches that we end up throwing away, an option is to grow them from your own personal at-home mini garden, which is super cute, and items like basil and mint can be easily grown even on your kitchen counter. Another option for herbs that usually get thrown away is to blend them and put them in ice cubes and freeze them to use exactly when you need them. Food and groceries are something we need on a daily basis, and if we make small positive changes to our routine and habits, they really add up to create a positive impact for us, our communities, and for the planet. I'm Lauren, and this has been In the Know Green Living. I'll see you next time for more tips and tricks on sustainable living.